Okay, now what is vulnerability? Well, in essence, it's exposing yourself to the possibility of harm. Now, I'm just reading off a list of quotes, so if you please indulge me, I will peel off a few. Now, Brené Brown, from her book Daring Greatly, wrote, "Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen." And Brené Brown, in her book The Power of Vulnerability, wrote, subsequently also said, "No one reaches out to you for compassion or empathy so you can teach them to behave better. They reach out to us because they believe in our capacity to know our darkness well enough to sit in the dark with them." Now this is from Paulo Coelho, probably mispronounced that, but anyway. This is from his book, 11 Minutes. "The greatest love is the love that can demonstrate its fragility." Criss Jami said or wrote, "To share your weakness is to make yourself vulnerable. To make yourself vulnerable is to show your strength." And I think I have one more quote, two more quotes, then I'll finish with a bit of my own wisdom. "Vulnerability is the authentic state, is the only authentic state. Being vulnerable means being open for wounding, but also open for pleasure. Being open to the wounds of life means also being open to the bounty and the beauty. Don't mask or deny." Let's turn the page. "Your vulnerability. It is your greatest asset. Be vulnerable. Quake and shake in your boots with it. The new goodness that is coming to you in the form of people, situations, and things can only come to you when you're vulnerable, i.e. open." And Stephen Russell wrote that in his book, Barefoot Doctor's Guide to the Tao, a spiritual handbook for the urban warrior. And I quite like that one. "We're never so vulnerable than when we trust someone. But paradoxically, if we cannot trust, neither can we find love or joy." And Frank Crane wrote that. Now, what's the general message? To be vulnerable is to metaphorically be naked. Now, I don't want you to go and try walking around naked. So I'm vulnerable. But it's to be prepared or unprepared, but willing nonetheless to open yourself up to the chance of being hurt. And we can be vulnerable in our relationships, and it is a courageous act. We can be vulnerable in our own business ventures, say open up a new business or look for a new job, even though you have a job but you don't feel fulfilled, or to have a child, or to open yourself up to a complete stranger. I think also and I can say this from my own experience, when you're going through, say, a divorce, and you're in tears most days, and you have like tear red stained face, you feel sick in the gut, but you still front up. You still get out of bed, go to work, and not just put out a half mediocre effort, but give your very best. That is power. Or getting out of bed when we're going through a personal tragedy, say, or even a death in the family. So it's basically stepping out into the future. It's forward looking, not backward looking. And we all know that if we're looking forward into the future and less into the past, it's a lot easier to move forward with our lives. Thank you for your time.